हेलो सम्पन्न साथीहरू नमस्ते। आजको यो भिडियोमा चाहिँ विशेष गरी हाम्रो नेपाली कम्युनिटीमा सामली जुन चाहिँ हाइपरटेक ग्रुपको चेयरम्यान आज उपस्थिति थियो अनि जुन जुम मिटिङमा चाहिँ धेरै नेपालीज कम्युनिटीहरूले अनि अरू मेम्बरहरूले पनि क्वेसन गरेको थियो, त्यसको चाहिँ एन्सर दिएको छ अनि विशेष गरी कति कन्फ्युज कुराहरूलाई चाहिँ यहाँ धेरै क्लियर गरेको छ। अन्तिमसम्म हेर्नुहोस्, स्टार्ट टु एन्डसम्ममा चाहिँ यहाँ रेकर्डेड इन्फर्मेसन सेयर गरेको छु। स्टे ट्युन। त सम्पूर्ण साथीहरुमा जति पनि अहिलेसम्मको इन्फर्मेसनहरु मैले यो च्यानल थ्रु तपाईहरुलाई चाहिँ इन्फर्मेसन शेयर गरिरहेको छु। यदि इन्फर्मेटिभ लागेमा सब्स्क्राइब पनि गर्न नभुल्नु होला भन्न चाहन्छु।
Please go ahead. Oh, nice to see you. Now I can see you. Good. Look, I'm going to put question across on behalf of community. I don't know whether you how big the community is. It's quite a large community. Under Hyperverse, and I may not ask every question that that community has raised, but I'm going to ask you a few key questions that may clear their views, so that we have got ideas about what you're gonna take the community forward. And also I've heard your videos a few times, not only me, all of our leaders have listened to your videos. That has actually sort of shown the light to us. Hence we have requested you to be here, and we are really delighted to see you here. And then this actually assured us how we can go forward. Now I want to go to my questions, not only my question, but it's going to be community questions. So I'm going to reflect, I'm going to relate to the video that I have watched, and so that you can answer from there. Watching your video, you have said that you have got moral obligation. Your moral obligation has been compromised. Could you please elaborate? What does that mean?
So throughout my journey in this industry, I've always felt that I have been very good at explaining, educating, and bringing successful business models that subsequently deliver on a great outcome to both their users, shareholders, as well as the team that executes the opportunity. So however, what has transpired in this case, because I have a strong view that the future of building consensus in this industry requires the involvement of affiliate marketing models, that there are people who took advantage of this and have subsequently driven the narrative forward without accurately depicting what's really going on beneath the curtains. So the objective now, after giving sufficient time for corporate to rectify the situation that they both promised the community and promised me that they'll rectify, is to come out in front of the community representing myself as the chairman of Hypertech Group to drive a solution that is in addition to pressuring corporate to keep their promises. So I believe me being here is beneficial to the community, is a net positive. I understand not everybody sees it that way, but that's fine too. My objective is to now bring people from both the community that has decided to continue to support, as the community that hasn't decided to continue to support corporate, and bring that together. so that we could all find a solution. Because the first step to finding a solution is transparency. And right now I am being transparent to you, and hopefully that is giving us a starting point to moving things forward.
You mentioned about corporate here and also in the video. What is your relation between corporate and the Hypertech itself? We sort of many members do not understand the relationship between Hypertech and affiliation or corporate, in your word, corporate. Could you sort of explain that bit, please?
My affiliation with corporate is based on supplying them technology as well as providing funds management services. So some, but I'm assuming not all the funds that was raised from the community, I have subsequently successfully deployed and have generated market-beating results. So when we're talking about a market when Bitcoin went from 5,000 to 60,000, we were able to beat those kind of results. And in the back of my mind, I always assumed that because my funds management team has done their job, they have subsequently got plenty of funds to continue to benefit the membership. The responsibility of distributing the rewards to members solely lies with corporate. And the technology that we provide is, built and subsequently batched, and then they then.
I think you're cutting up, Sam. Can you hear me? Can you hear us? Hi, Sam.
Hi, Stan. Yes.
Okay, you're breaking there. So okay, yeah, please, yeah. Are you still with us?
Where, yes, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's better now. Yeah.
Okay. Again, we're the technology provider, but we don't deploy our technology on our own services. We deploy it on their servers, and hence I don't have access to the database. And on the other side, we've generated market-beating returns from our fund. So those are the two aspects of how we've been supporting corporate even up until today.
Okay, that's much clearer now. In terms of that, in terms of your relationship with the corporate, do you hold any legal obligation on them?
I don't hold any legal obligation because it is their responsibility to take in the funds and distribute it to the community.
Okay. Okay. The other question is, you mentioned about fund that you hold the obligation. Could you explain what is that fund means to the members? Can you use that fund in order to sort of enhance our recovery plan, or what's your plan for that?
Unfortunately, unless I get transparency from corporate, there is very little I can do. I've always here to be focused on finding solutions. And unfortunately, without understanding what is 1X, what was promised, and what they are planning moving forward in terms of exploiting opportunities in this space. Unfortunately, without getting those answers, I am unable to be involved because, you know, you have to understand, right? If there is legal liability they are currently holding on to, it doesn't make sense for me to step into those legal liability when I can be very, very clean and transparent in front of the community today. So they need to first be transparent with myself, with the community, and then I'm sure there's a solution to be had.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the problem we have is, Hyperverse is not communicating with us, with the member, you are asking transparency. We have done our bit to sort of help you out, to help us, if you know what I mean. But I don't know. We are confused here. I mean, the community is lost here because the Hyperverse has not said a word. They are giving us the recovery plan, which is not working as it should. And also they are not communicating with the community. Hence we are trying to find the way out. You being here is absolutely brilliant. Now, what we want to do is we want to hear from you what's your plan way forward and what you want us to do to help the community out of this mess.
The first step would be the community's interpretation of what corporate has promised. So if we need to hold corporate accountable for the promises that they have made, we need to have everybody subscribe the database, have a complete control of and visibility of, and through that database we ask the question, how much was deposited and how much was withdrawn?
Would you like to continue the answer you were giving, because you were breaking halfway through? Sam?
To have visibility on what corporate has promised. And to do that, I need to put together the database based on the current structure from leadership all the way down the members, and ask the important question to the members of what they have put in, what they have taken out. This is only applicable to the people who have not received what corporate has promised, which is the 1X. And then at least I'm in a position to have visibility from the community and go to corporate and say, this is what I believe, based on my information gathering, is owed. So right now I'm not getting visibility from corporate. I hopefully can get visibility from the community, because without any further visibility, I'm not able to be in a position to help.
Look, you have got the majority, not majority, but probably, I don't know, 5 to 10% of the members here, because we couldn't fit everyone here. But whoever heard here, I'm sure they will sort of work with us. And what we can do here is being the leaders here and the members here, we can work with you to provide that information to you. We will do everything that we can do. Even though if the corporate cannot provide those information to you, we will work our hardest to get those information as accurate as possible. But we just want the assurance from you that we can, we can go forward, and then, rescue these people.
Yes, exactly. Because I'm here enough access and knowledge in this industry to help everybody do very well. I've already proven that through the many funds that we have put together in this industry, and the records that we were able to break is, I believe, sufficient to really put the community back together. But unfortunately, there is a lack of transparency. And so what has happened is now we're in a situation where I'm not able to be fixing immediately. So all I'm asking for everybody here is, now that I am then for everybody to just be a little bit patient. The solution is going to time, but I will work my hardest.
Okay, thank you, Sam. Now, have you developed any sort of plan, or how can we provide those information to you? Is there any have you created a system that we could provide those information to you, or do we have to do it by ourselves? What's the way forward, Sam?
Of course. So because corporate was not moving forward with giving me visibility, I did put together something in September of 2022. So it is the same system as what you see with Hyper. And the objective is we just use this existing system to onboard the entire community. Registration is free, but I don't want to provide the link to everyone here because, we need to understand and value leadership, because leadership is what allows all of us to be and move forward in the right direction. So my objective is to have the link provided to the leaders first, and then for the leaders to then subsequently invite only their directs, because that way we're able to filter down and have everybody structured in something that is very similar to their existing tree within Hyper. The objective of this is, after the structure is established, we can, through the back office, ask the important questions that I require in order to tally up and understand how big this problem is. And from there onwards, we have a plan to move forward. This entire process costs nothing, just a little bit of time. And I hope that, for those who are, of course, not in a position to trust me that quickly, will at least trust me with a little bit of time to help the people that, of course, are, not in the best position to help themselves. So I understand this is only representing 5% of your community, and everybody here in this Zoom has a duty to bring on the other 95%. and hopefully we're able to do that very quickly. This Zoom is recorded, and the reason it's recorded is because we want to reference this moment in time as the moment where I am reaching out to everyone here to help me solve the problem that I feel very morally compromised for creating. And my objective moving forward is to make everything right, and to do everything right. And it starts with doing everything directly with the community today.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Sam. The next question, thank you for all your answer. That sort of gives us a plan how we, as a leader, can now move forward. We will certainly cascade those information through our chain of command. I wouldn't like to call it chain of command, but through our leaders down to the members. I'm sure it will get cascaded down to every members of the community. Now, the next question I have got is, you mentioned about a digital proxy. Are we still going forward with a digital proxy, or are we? Have you got a different plan?
I think the digital proxy idea is brilliant, but first we need to understand what assets are being proxied across. So instead of going to every single member and asking them, hey, give me all the information and sign this form, because then we'll end up with millions of forms, right?
Yeah. Sure.
Our objective is to take the power of the networking structure that we currently have, and cascade that message down, and that message includes the message that I am here to help. So once everybody is signed up in roughly the similar structure, then it will be very easy for me to gather the information, understand the size of a problem, and of course take a portion of the people who are subscribed for free in this database to agree to the digital proxy, because not everybody will agree, but a portion of them will. And then I could say that this is roughly the size of a problem, but this is how much of a problem I can solve because these people trust me enough to sign the digital proxy.
Okay. I think we can do that concurrently, can't we? Whilst providing information to you, so that that speeds up the process.
Absolutely, because I believe the value of the community, as long as we keep this intact, is much more valuable, especially when the market conditions improves. So there's no point in, let's say 12 months time, the market conditions improved and the community is in tatters, right? Then ultimately, I'm not able to help the community benefit by being at the forefront of the best opportunities. So it is important that we note that having this digital proxy sorted, having visibility to problem is a huge point of pressure. But on the other side of the coin, if we look at corporate, just from a purely business sense, do they want to go into the bull market without this community? No, of course not, right? But they are not doing anything to win any of your trust. right? And my job is to at least show you what I can do with no money, because we're in an industry that prints money. So when we're in an industry that prints money, there is plenty that I can do with no money. You know, as long as I have a relationship that I have and the integrity that I have, there's so much that I can do for this community. But then when it comes time for the market to turn, I will be in a position to say to corporate, the community is ready to be part and join hands with corporate, but corporate needs to pay.
Right. That nicely ties to my next question, which is you mentioned about the maturity of the fund that you're obliged to. Could you explain also what is that maturity means?
Well, like I said, the value of these assets are not nearly enough to really deliver on the promise. But this is speculation because, again, I don't have visibility on the database. But given that the funds were handed over to me, you know, you know, when it hits maturity, I'm legally obligated to hand it back, right? There is no recourse or clause that says that this money should go to a community, right? Because it's all about, you know, where did these funds come from, right? And if they say it's not from the community, then what do I do, right? So you have to understand, right? Considering I've done everything right, I have been returning funds in multiples of what was deployed. And money's no longer being distributed to members. My job now is to get to the bottom of this, and I need to get to the bottom of this with the support of the community.
Okay. Does that mean you can hold that fund until you get the clear visibility of the problem?
Correct, because if you guys jump on this Zoom, say hi to me, say thank you for being here, but Sam, there is no problem, then, you know, I will just honor my contractual obligation and, you know, live my very private life. You know, I am a rather private person. I don't have a social media profile, and that is why all this misinterpretation and misrepresentation happened. You know, because only a very small group of people that I make a lot of money for in the past has been accessing me, right? So my job now is, now that I'm here, now that I'm forced to be very public, to face this matter head on, let's get some support from the community. Let's get the community to give me the visibility I need to at least ask the right questions.
Thank you very much, Sam. Thank you very much, Sam. Thank you very much, Sam. This is Chandan again. Thank you very much for coming here, Sam. And as I've already told the community members here, the audience is going to ask some questions. And I've been seeing Mr. Richard Larmon. He wanted to talk something. So let me put Richard Lamont. Please unmute. I'm going to unmute you. So please speak, Richard Lamont. I've been seeing you. Please go ahead. Richard, can you hear me? You please unmute yourself, Richard.
Yes, I'm on. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much for unmuting me. And let me first thank you, the Nepalese community, for making me a part of this community as well. And let me say thank you, Sam, for coming on board. It has been long overdue to have some conversation with you I have been listening to your videos. I've been watching them. The last one you had with Gobi, I listened to that one, and I followed your analogies. However, I still have some concerns. I must congratulate you though for what you have just said. You are preserving your integrity and you're taking responsibility. I appreciate that. And you have also committed yourself to going public now. That is fundamental. Also, you have also recognized that you cannot do this without the community. Now, in putting all these factors together, the community is that place that drives this business. I just want to emphasize that bit. The community has been neglected, and you have said that you are corporate. You have been scathing at corporate, and I've been listening to the analysis. As it relates to corporate, I want you to explain to me your role with corporate, because you have indicated that you are part of the founding of Hyperverse. You are part of corporate. Is there some...
Incorrect. Absolutely incorrect. Absolutely incorrect. I have never been a part of Hyperverse. I have supplied technology to corporate, and I have generated returns on the funds that corporate has deployed in my funds. I treat them as a limited partner the funds. So again, I appreciate you coming and asking this question, but I have never, ever in any of my content alluded that I was part of the affiliate marketing side of a business or have any real decision-making process in dealing with a membership. Sorry, do continue. Richard, you're on mute. I can't hear you, sorry.
Yeah, Richard, you're on mute. Yeah.
Yes, I'm back now. Thank you for that that bit of explanation, Sam. The point I'm making, can you distinguish then? You are a private investor in Hyperverse. We need some distinction, because where the responsibility lies is very important as it relates to corporate responsibility and your involvement, because we see you as our prime driver. This is the respect we have for you. We hold you as the man that does drive the engine for this community. And this is why our cry has been out to speak to you, to have you acknowledge some of the fundamentals that we're asking. Now, concerning corporate, you have been, as I said, let me return to corporate. Is it their responsibility is to, in the community, to manage the community's affairs and let the community understand where their membership and their rewards are? You have made a fundamental statement that you would love a corporate to be in yourself, not corporate, yourself to be in relation with us in the community, to build a database and identify the membership as well and its total outlay. Can't you fundamentally instruct corporate who has the database already, or the data of all the community members globally? I'm referring globally now, because it's not just Nepalese community. This is a big global business. And because you said a while ago that you want to connect with us, you are now taking the responsibility to clean this matter up. You now need to ask corporate to present that data for the community, to establish its numbers, establish its balances. I'm an accountant by training, and it is simple fact that you would need to establish, apart from the legality, the financial management structure, the number of accounts, the balances outstanding, what was not paid as against what was paid. It is very difficult for you to ask us in the community at certain data. Yes, we can provide data. However, the original data has been with corporate, and I can understand.
So,
I can understand.
So
Yeah,
Richard, I have tried all throughout 2022. I've tried for almost an entire year to get that visibility from corporate. But this is a problem that corporate created, and they don't want me as part of a solution. So what I am asking for is an arduous task. It's not easy for everybody to sign now, especially in roughly the same structure as before, into a new database, and then report to me what they've put in, what they've taken out, and what is outstanding. Right? That is not an easy task. But if I could just simply get this direct as part of being here, wanting to provide a solution, then guess what? That would have already been done. That would have already been done very, very easily through just a couple of agreements. But the fact is, corporate created a problem. They don't want me as part of a solution. I didn't create this problem, and I'm also not an investor in this hyper affiliate marketing system, right? So let me just make this clear. I didn't put money in, take it out, and then the system collapsed. No, I'm on the other side. Money was given to me, and that was into the funds. The funds have generated great returns, and then we have then taken the funds back to corporate for distribution to the community. I'm on the other side here. So let's just be clear. You're accountant by trade, and all you're saying is very valid. It's just that I have tried, unfortunately, to have them do it the easy way, the right way. The way that allows us to quickly build trust with the community. But unfortunately, I'm only here because I'm out of options. And no problems. And I just want to also answer the first part of the previous speaker's question, and that I am here on my personal capacity, but I also do represent myself as the chairman of Hypertech Group, which is the technology company that runs many of the tech pieces that are currently out on the market. So we do build custody, wallet, and exchange solutions, as well as a lot more. So I am on this Zoom speaking on my personal capacity, but I do represent as chairman of Hypertech Group.
Oh, thank you very much, Sam. Thank you very much. And I would like Stephen and Linda Bow. I've been singing for a while. You can unmute yourself and go ahead with the questions. Let me unmute you. Yes, you can go ahead, please.
Thank you so much, Chandran. And thank you for organizing this meeting. It's a major achievement to have somebody like Sam Lee. This is the first time I've ever seen him on any meeting. So this is a kudos to your organization and to your community. My brother, Pastor Richard, spoke earlier on. All I want to ask Sam Lee is this. Given that he is the chairman of Hypertech, which is the technology aspect of Hyperverse, is he behind the new refund website that's been set up by Hyperverse? And if that is the case, is he also behind the demand for 30% upfront before you can access your money? And what's the justification for that? Because he already is demanding a new KYC, which means that you establish the verification of the claimant through the KYC. And since you've recovered all the data from the hackers, assuming that is correct as well, why do you need additional 30% of the remaining money in the investment fund?
Thank you.
Good question. No, I'm not involved in any of that. And I cannot get clarity if that is a corporate initiative or not. So my logic is always that if the database is there to process for refund is actually a very simple back office operation. So why complicate something very simple? I have, again, no visibility and I'm not involved.
Thank you very much, Sam. And I want to give chance to Youngla, but can you please come with your video on so you can ask questions to Sam with the video on, please? I'm talking to Youngla. All right, let me go to Holmes, iPhone. Holmes, you're on mute. You can go ahead, please. Ask your questions, Holmes. Thank you. Home iPhones, can you unmute yourself and go with your questions, please? Oh, I'm sorry, Home 2 is gone. Okay. Yeah, I would like to give Mr. Maske, Mr. Deepak Maske, can you please unbox and ask your questions, please? Yes.
Hi, Sam. Sam, thank you very much for showing up despite your busy schedule. This has been long overdue because we were expecting to talk to someone of your stature in the company to get what is actually happening within the corporate.
Unmute गर्नुहोस् न.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better. It's better.
Yeah, thanks again, Sam, if you didn't hear me earlier. And let's be, I hope we can be very frank and, have a very healthy sort of debate or discussion during this period. Let me start. I've got one or two questions. Let me start by asking you that you have time and said that you are from the Hypertech, you are the chair of Hypertech group that supplies technology to Hyperverse and maybe other companies, other corporates. So basically, you don't have a real stake on Hyperverse because you are a technological company. And you have been away, you have disappeared from this scenario, from the Hyperverse platform for a while. But our understanding is that the information that we have received from our leaders, our community leaders, seems to be all lie from what you have just said. Now, the reason I'm saying that is our community leaders have always projected you as the man with the Midas touch. Hypertech, Hyperverse, Hyperfund, whatever, it's Samly, and it's Samly. That is all we have been told day in, day out. So, are they guilty of providing false information? That's one thing we need to now investigate. The other thing is, you have now resurfaced very kindly to help the community. And it seems like you don't have any you don't have any expectation for monetary gain by doing this. You're simply trying to do this as a social help. But do you have any personal interests on this? Because we've been seeing you lots of time in different Zooms. So in the name of Hyperverse, are you trying to divert the community in something else, in a different project? Can you be very open on this? And before I sort of ask you another question, thank you.
Great. So first, I was never involved in Hyperverse, so I cannot really disappear from Hyperverse if I'm never involved. Okay. Corporate has put out misleading information, which of course leadership used to drive sales. So ultimately the buck stops with corporate. Right, but I am not 100%, free from this, because when things have been misinterpreted, I've always, at any time, put out a press release or a statement to clarify. Right, but that delay in doing so was because I've always trusted corporate to do the right thing, because they are very old partners that I've worked together with for many, many years. So they've always done very well and have done things in a manner that generated the results. But in this case, I have failed spectacularly the community, as well as failed me as well. So, I wouldn't be here if everything was moving along swimmingly. And if you just look back, I'm from a technical background. all my public speaking skills were all, I guess, after we made a little name for ourselves from driving the first regulation in this industry. I always believed that affiliate marketing had a huge role to play moving forward in creating consensus in projects, especially that have to do with blockchain and tokens. So this was always a direction that the future will move towards. I still believe that to this day, and that is why I have one thing to gain. I want to do very well in the next bull market, just like how I've done very well in all the previous bulls, right? So the only difference in this bull market that is upcoming and all the previous bull markets is previously I didn't have to build anything with a community to make a lot of money, because we're an infrastructure company. From Bitcoin mining to running the data centers to running custody solutions and payment solutions. This is all infrastructure in this industry, and we just take a toll on the fees. Doesn't matter what happens up there, right, and what kind of transactions they are, right? We're just taking a toll, right? And as an infrastructure company, if we're going into the next bull market with a community that is still very fragile, then what will happen is it will lead to a community that won't get any benefit from the next market bull run. The thing is, I'm here because I want everybody to build back up the trust in their decision, right? Their decision to invest in Hyper was because of my intention. The intention is still there. I still believe affiliate marketing plays a significant role in the next bull market. And as long as we can build this trust, and that we all understand that my intention this time is done directly with the community, not through some third party that is going to misrepresent the opportunity, right? If I'm building this directly with the community, then both of us will do very well in the next market cycle.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sam, and thank you very much for your time.
There are questions, please. Sam, thanks, Sam, for explaining that. So my takeaway from your answer is two. That is, one is that our community leaders have lied to us throughout this year or last year during this Hyper, because
unknowingly.
Well, I don't know whether it's unknowingly or not, but they have used your name to such extent, your presentations, Zoom, that any layman would believe that you are the person in Hyperverse. Okay, so that is how you may not be, but that is how they presented. That's how they made you look like a man with the Midas touch. And during that time, we did not see any public, you did not publicly refuse, or you did not publicly, disown that post of being the chief of Hyperverse. So we assume that, okay, Sam is the man. He's in Hypertech, he's in Hyperverse, he's in Hyperfund. That is what the community knows. So these are the two things that I understand from your recent answer. And the other thing is you have used this word visibility several times. I've seen you Zoom in the past. My question is, what does this visibility entail? And why do you think the corporate will ever give you that visibility if you are not part of the Hyperverse? If you are just the tech support for them, makes you think that the company will ever give you the visibility? And how would you be able to lead the community?
Sure. So they gave me visibility on day one,
Right.
but along the lines, that visibility decreased towards zero. So
Right.
my point is, I'm being put into a very difficult position because these are old friends that we have done very well in the last couple of market cycles, right? And they admitted to me that this was all their fault and they will fix it. But admitting to me that this is all their fault and they will fix it does not give me a timeline to a solution, you know. And as things remain pending for longer, and a solution was not, you know, or a strategy was not forthcoming, then the visibility becomes even less because, you know, they say things such as the only thing that will help solve everything is for market conditions to change, right? So I'm here to put forward my positions so that a corporate knows that the promises they make will never, ever, ever be forgotten by the community, right? And the other thing is, I am here as long as they are transparent to me. I'm here. I'm able to help corporate, you know, and things were well, and we all did very well. The leadership as well as the community all did very well when I did have transparency. So, you know, for a lack of, you know, a better solution, given where we are right now, I am reaching out to the community direct to rebuild that trust without any third parties involved.
Thank you, Sam. I've got one last question for you, very quickly. You know, the benefits of the project outweighed the risk at that time because it was promoted in such a lucrative manner that it was just too good to miss out on. And I blame this on the the community leaders. Maybe it's by profession they did that, but it was presented in such a lucrative manner that there have been instances where people loaned money to put, you know, to buy packages in this company. I know that's wrong. We never told them to do that. The leaders never told them to do that. But it was, like I said, the benefits, you know, outweighed the risk. Therefore, people took some loan from banks. They bought packages in this project. Now, I don't want to take the name, but there has been a case of self-harm back home, and we are receiving several SOS, you know, because people are in such a condition that it's better for them to, you know, just take a suicidal sort of step rather than wait for this company to come out with a, you know, with a plan to sort of pay them back or reward them. And I'm especially asking this for those people who have not even had one withdrawal. For example, they put in $10,000 today, and from tomorrow, the reward is stopped. So we need to look into these people. We need to try and help these people first and foremost. Can you do something? I know you are looking at this holistically. You're trying to take the whole community, the problem as a whole, rather than individual pockets. But there are people who have put in the money and have not had any withdrawals, not a penny. So we need to look into these people first. And do you have any solution? Thank you.
So what I would like to form over time is a board of trustees with key people from leadership to identify these cases that we prioritize. Because if I'm able to make money without a community, then with a community, I'm sure we could make more money together, right? And this, I think, is a problem that, you know, doesn't require, you know, I think me being here gives people hope. So they will be in a better position to, you know, mentally fight a little bit longer. Right. But ultimately, it's a problem that needs to be solved with real money. Right. And as long as I have a chance to work with the community to build profitable businesses and structures that benefit society as a whole, and subsequently be rewarded with an outcome, then that can go to these people who are most vulnerable. Now, I don't want to say anything about these individual cases because, you know, I'm not in a position of knowing these cases to be empathetic. Right. But, you know, we have to just realize that, you know, a lot of people have been misled in many other industries. This is just the newest industry to be misled in. And the way we prevent this from happening again is we need to increase everybody's literacy around the technology and how these opportunities operate. So people can understand that, you know, yes, these are the outcomes if everything goes well, right? Tens of thousands of dollars of withdrawals a day, right? But these are also on the flip side, you know, the outcomes if situations do deteriorate. Now, the thing I want to say is, you know, we're talking about an industry that has printed over $1 trillion worth of currency, you know, to less than 100,000 people, right? You know, real participants in the blockchain space, right? So this industry has, you know, on one of the previous Zooms, one of the leaders was saying, look, you know, we're glad you're back. Let's just go back to the good old days, right? And I said two things. I said, sure, we can go back to the good old days, but it has to be sustainable. It has to be transparent, right? Absolutely. It can't just be here today, gone tomorrow. But secondly, we need to structure it in a way where people understand that they are participating in a real business. A real business has a revenue line and it has profits to share, right? So in those kind of scenarios, then what we are doing is building out a opportunity that benefits all levels of this community. And that can be accelerated through blockchain technology and tokens. So this is firstly, I'm not here to pitch everybody new business opportunities and my thinking of how to take advantage of the next bull market. My job here on this particular Zoom is to make people understand that I need everybody to do something very simple for me, which is to sign up for free so that I could get transparency. But once I have transparency, I can then be radically transparent back to the community on how we make everybody whole next. So it takes a little bit of a first step for as well as me. And as we both take these steps, we move closer together.
Thank you very much, Sam, again for your time. And I do know you're very busy.
I have with one follow-up question, which Deepak asked. It will be nice to connect from there because what we are getting from him is very clear. Obviously, you were the technology provider, and Hypertech, under Hypertech, Hyperfund was one part which was doing community building for the Hypertech group, but during the time everything messed up, and you are here to clear the mess. But some of the questions which comes out of the mind may be silly. We don't know internal things. That's why I'm going to ask this way. Around this 2022 beer market, more than 100 companies filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy. During the same time, if Hyperverse wanted to file the bankruptcy, they would have filed. Why they didn't file? First question. And second question, if they have not filed, still they are trying, you, including the corporate. Now, with us, you will be make them held responsible to pay us back. Is that possible? Can we hope for that? Or we following you and new proxy, as you have explained to Kumar, following that new proxy, we will be able to at least recover some of our fund. What will be the way out next after this day? Can you clarify these 2-3 questions, please? Starting
again,
from Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Of course, again, you're right. No one's filing bankruptcy because once it goes into bankruptcy, no one sees that money for 5 years. That's just the fact, right? The objective really is to, on one side, still be patient with corporate so that they are able to deliver on their promise, right? But on the other side, I need to do something without corporate. 100% directly with the community, because that is the only way I can guarantee that when I'm in front of you and I make a promise, I'm able to deliver on that promise. Because again, I like very specifically what Deepak said, which was, you know, leadership holds a portion of the responsibility because they promoted something that was very misleading. You know, of course, it was off corporate's insistence, and I hold responsibility because I was patient enough to let corporate continue to do that whilst corporate's finding out a solution, right? So ultimately, everything could be fixed. I don't think anyone here is in this Zoom trying to just say no to everything. Everybody is in this Zoom because they want a solution, right? Leadership is trying to take responsibility. I'm trying to take responsibility. And the community, of course, needs to be patient for us to go through that process of taking responsibility. So there will be more opportunities down the road, but that's not my conversation of focus right now, because I don't want to be sharing something, even if it's free to join, to the community, if the community still lacks understanding of what happened. They need to understand the scope of what happened and why when we do things moving forward, it won't ever happen again. And the way we ensure that this initial conversation, before even talking about how the opportunities moving forward, will be directly between me and the community.
That's I have to continue, please. That sounds interesting. But as you have said, one way is corporate will solve it. That is what we can hope. If there is not the solution from the corporate, then you also are here to provide some kind of solution. Is that correct?
I provide a solution, but that's independent of corporate's legal responsibility. You know, I need to provide a solution regardless, because people need to understand that the industry that we are in is still very early days, and there's still plenty of opportunity. As long as I am able to make money without a community, then I'm able to make more money with the community, right? And if we make more money with the community, then I would like people such as Deepak to be part of the board of trustees in order to allocate that money to the most vulnerable people first, to prioritize the most vulnerable people first, because there has to be leadership. And everybody here, of course, this is only 5% of your community, but everybody here, as part of that 5%, is responsible for the other 95%. We need to be the ones strong enough for the other 95%, and have them realize that a solution is coming, and all that requires is a little bit of patience.
Thank you very much, Sam. And I do understand we have a lot of questions, and for the whole night we can keep on asking questions, but I do understand you are very busy. So is it okay, Sam, for another last questions for you? Because I know you're very busy. Everybody has a lot of questions, but I understand your time, and I'm very happy that you're on the floor. So
please allocate the question. I'm here for as long as you allow me to be here.
No, we want you whole time, but I do understand your time. So I'm just in respect to time. So any other questions I would like, Mr. I think, Govinda, sir, I think you want to ask some questions. So can you please ask your questions to him, sir? Yeah, Govinda, sir, go ahead, please.
Yes, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Just my complimentary questions. A couple of times, Sam is saying he has no visibility. And at the same time, he's saying not part of the Hyperverse. So how you can explain this thing? So if you are not the part of the Hyperverse, then why you need the visibility over there? Maybe I could not understand your real question, your statements.
I am not part of the decision making in the affiliate marketing side of a business, but I had visibility because I needed to understand how our members are. I need to understand where the funds came from and who am I giving it back to.
And another thing,
along the lines of that is.
Go on.
Sorry, Sam, go ahead, Sam.
So somewhere along the line, visibility was reduced because they began to have issues. And those issues, without me having further visibility, I cannot be involved in the solution. So that is where we are today. I'm tired of waiting around for visibility, and I want to provide a plan B to drive an outcome for the community directly.
Also, another small question. You told you had no relation with the Hyperverse, but in the Zoom meeting, sometimes official Zoom meetings, I have seen a couple of times in the Zoom, you have even presented, you and some others. So what is that? So could you explain that?
So we're the technology provider to many platforms. So as Hypertech Group, Hyper as a marketing component was something that we supported. But we can only support them if they are transparent with us, if they give us visibility. So when they did not further give us any visibility, there is very limited I can do to help them drive an outcome. The fact is, I handed money over, that money didn't go to the community. And then they stopped giving me visibility. That is the order of what has happened. And I, for one, am beyond disappointed. But I still need to work to support the continuation of the opportunity, because guess what? It is better than, like the other gentleman said, it's better than bankruptcy. It's better than them corporate saying, oh, we give up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Sam, again for the answers. And Last but not the least, I know you just want to be there, but with due respect, I understand your time. I understand that. So at the last things, I would like Holmes. I know you've been trying a lot of Holmes. Can you come? Can you come with your video on, please? Holmes iPhone. Can you come? Yep. Let me unmute to you. Give me a moment, please. Okay, Holmes. Can you unmute yourself, please?
Hi, Sam. It's really nice to see you. My question is, when am I going to get my money? Because I've not withdrawn any of them. I've just put in listening to the people, and there are loads of people like me. I'm one of them sad and grumpy people who have been talking to my leaders every now and again. The people in the community, like I have made members to the people who are my neighbors. And they every now and again keep coming and asking me, when am I going to get my money? It is so difficult to lead, and it is so difficult to make them happy on the ground level. Sorry for the disturbance. And you have to you need to do something really fast, mate, because you are somewhere far away. Maybe you're not under pressure directly, but people like us, we are the people who live in the neighborhood, and our relations have deteriorated. Whenever we wake up in the morning, we'll have people on our doorsteps every now and again. Can you tell us how long does it take for us to get our money? And other one, who is the corporate?
Daddy. Thank you. Sam, please go ahead.
So again, corporate is not coming with any solution right now, and there is no timeline. So how could I answer on their behalf? I cannot. In terms of what I am doing is I am setting up another option so that I'm able to, one, hold corporate accountable, and two, so you guys to get something without any more investment, right? And that is the baseline here, right? I'm not here to ask for more money, okay? Because with a community behind us in the next bull market, there's plenty of opportunities for us to take advantage of. So I'm not here to answer your question, when are you going to get your money, because your money is not with me, mate. It's very simple. As for the people that you brought in, and they are unfortunately your neighbors, and they are giving you, what can I say? You guys have invested in an opportunity that unfortunately leadership as well as myself have not stepped up to handle properly. And that happens again and again in new markets, especially like this one. So I'm doing my best, leadership is doing their best, and all we're asking for is patience. That's all we can ask for. And if you don't want to give the patience, then that's fine. You have the option of simply complaining to whatever law there is, right? But the fact of the matter is, the industry that we are in is so early, and that's why there is opportunity to make money, because what we're talking about is a pre-regulation industry. In a pre-regulation industry, as long as we have the strength of the community and, of course, the market conditions being correct, there is, of course, plenty of opportunity to make back much more than what you've lost.
Thank you very much, Sam. And I'm sure, Sam, this will be the last questions for you, because I understand your time. I'm very, happy about that. So last questions. My community, I would like Kumar Gurung, can you please go ahead and ask and summarize everything and ask for the last question for Mr. Sam, because we do have to, guys, listen to this, we do have to respect his time. He's been with this online for 3 weeks continuously, and right now it's late night where he lives. He lives in Dubai, and it's late night down there. So we got to understand that we have a lot of questions, and Sam is not going to say, I'm going to go away. I know he's not going to say that. But I have to respect that, because, there are some things which I have to respect it. So in order for that, let this be a last and final questions for Sam. And Sam, I really appreciate that. So Kumar Gurung, can you please summarize everything? And let's go to the last from Kumar Gurung. Kumar Gurung, please take the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. There are a few questions on the chart as well. A few of them are quite important, so I'm going to read out, if I may, some. I think this has been answered. Ramesh Nepali has asked, so we don't know who are there in the corporate. We only know Sam and Ryan. I think this question has been answered, so I'm not going to go there.
Is there some questions, Kumar?
I think does have any case. Okay, I think the most of the question there is has been answered. So look, Sam, once again, look, I'm going to summarize here. What you've said and what we have discussed here, and the question here. They are very, very important. They were misinformed to the community. We all have to understand that the information came from all the way from the top, and it was the reason why I have asked you right in the beginning, saying what is the difference between corporate and then the Hypertech group itself. So again and again, everybody asks that question. Now I think we are now clear who is Hypertech and who is the Hyperverse. Now, final question here is: are they going to run away without money? That's my next question. If not, are they coming back? Are they really coming back with the pollution here? I know you can't answer that question on their behalf. That's our question. And the other thing is, if they're really going to run away, can we impose from the corporate, from the Hypertech side of life? Can you take can you impose legal action on communities' behalf? I don't know where you stand on that front, but we
want let me just clarify. Right now, a crime has not yet been committed. If they do run away, then a crime has been committed. And if that crime is committed, then I will have, of course, law enforcement asking the technology company, my company, for information. And if you guys support me with all the necessary information, then we can move very quickly. So it is not in corporate's best interest to run away. It is in corporate's best interest to communicate with community and come up with a solution. Right? But that is, let's put it this way. Them not communicating with community means that they are still trying to understand how they should communicate with community, right? I come here because I have a clean conscience knowing that I don't owe the community one penny. From a legal standpoint, I don't owe anyone any money because no one here has given me money. But that does not my moral obligation, which is that there are so many people hurt, suffering, and so my objective is to be here and continue to be here until this is all solved. So I understand there are people who are not patient, are not willing to, or simply just don't have time to be patient. They just have, of course, angry neighbors, giving them stress, right? But, there's only so much I can do. Having only just come back into the picture less than a month ago. So again, I'm asking for everyone's patience, and I will be here for as long as it takes until everything is solved.
Sam, thank you very much. I just wanted to hear that from horse's mouth. I wanted people to hear from you so that it becomes clear to their minds. Thank you very much once again, and hopefully we can. We are here to work with you. We want to resolve this problem, whatever mess. And we want to clear it up swiftly, if possible. If there is anything that the community need to do, you please highlight us. Please, engage with us, and we're going to invite you. I'm sure there will be another question in the future. We're going to invite you again. Hopefully, you will accept our invitation in the future. But for today, thanks for coming to the community and speaking out. And then we appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Sam, thank you very much. Sam, you're mute. Can you unmute that, Sam?
Yeah, no problems. Thank you again. And I look forward to having this conversation over the next couple of days.
Yeah, and Sam, lastly, from the Nepali community side, I really personally appreciate the boldness you having to come with such an, you've been facing a lot of tough questions, which you even don't have a lot of answers, because we understand that. And despite that, we would like to really thank you very much for your time, and we'll be in touch. Thank you very much, Sam, and you have a great time, Sam. Thank you very much, Sam. Thank you. Yeah. Sam जानुहुन्छ अब हामीहरु चाहिँ जतिजना नेपालीहरु छ हामीले कुरा गर्दा कति because we have a lot of questions, so अब चाहिँ म फ्लोर I have to उयो गर्छु ल कुमारजी सबै तपाईहरु दीपक सर हजुरहरुले यो फ्लोरलाई म्यानेज गर्नुहोस् र एकदमै खुसी लाग्यो तपाईहरु जोइन गर्दिनु भयो मेरोबाट पर्सनली सबैलाई थ्यांक यू भेरी मच र तपाईले क्वेशन्सहरु कति बुझ्नु भयो कतिवटा अझै क्वेशन छ मैले स्यामलीलाई हतार पठाउनु खोजेको होइन डोन्ट टेक मी रङ किनभने उसको उहाँको पनि टाइम 1 आवर को मात्र खास मैले बुक गरेको थियो तर अहिले इट्स बीन लाइक अराउन्ड अलमोस्ट 2 आवर्स भयो बिचारा ही वाज जस्ट ट्राइङ टु हेल्प अस बट हाम्रो क्वेशन जति पनि छ अब कम्युनिटीमा whatever questions we have guys we can discuss in the community and I thank you personally for everyone else, and we'll have again second meeting. I already talked with his assistants, and we're going to have second meeting again very shortly. So for that, you guys will be invited. So please carry on. Thank you very much, Kumarji. You can take the floor, please. Please, thank you.
मलाई पनि अलिकति हतार छ त्यसले गर्दा म सानो तीनवटा कुरा भनेर म चाहिँ I want to disappear र thank you चन्दन भाइ for organizing this great बल्ल बल्ल स्यामलीलाई भेट भयो so we heard from the host's mouth उले मेरो टेक के छ यसमा भने because this is recorded because this is a public debate he has come out very boldly and he has said it what he has to because he knows very well that this is recorded and this can be used as an evidence in the court against him. So whatever he is saying must have been true. That's my take is. But I also understand from मैले यो किन इंग्लिशमा बोल्दैछु भने त्यहाँ एक दुईजना म देख्दैछु है
दिपक दाइ हजुरलाई एउटा कुरा भनिहाल्छु हामी नेपालीमै गर्किन हाम्रो मेजोरिटी नेपालीमा छ है अनि त नेपालीमा गर्नु
Sorry guys, I've got to speak in Nepali because the majority are in Nepali. त्यसले गर्दाखेरि अब मेरो टेक्स्ट के हो भने उले अब यस्तो बोर्डले भन्यो र यो चाहिँ भोलि गएर यो पब्लिकली रेकर्डेड डिबेट भएकोले गर्दा यो उसको विरुद्धमा कोर्टमा लान पनि सकिन्छ हगि त्यसले गर्दा ही नोज दैट उलाई त्यो राम्रो थाहा छ र पनि उले आएर भन्यो जसको मतलब के हो भने उले भनेका कुराहरू सायद त्यो साँचो होला हगि र त्यसमा म अब एउटा कुरा के क्लियर भयो आज भने हामीलाई हाम्रै कम्युनिटीको लिडर्सहरुले अलि बढ्ता चाहिने मात्रा भन्दा बढी मिसलिड गरेको कुरा यहाँ थाहा भयो उले क्लियरली भनेको छ म पहिलादेखि छैन भनेर अब जो कम्युनिटीलाई लिड गर्ने लिडर्सहरु छन् उनीहरुले फ्याक्ट उनीहरुले चाहिँ हो यो सबै डिग आउट गरेर चाहिँ को हो कम्पनीको मान्छे एक्ज्याक्टली कोअपरेट को हो हाइपरटेक ग्रुप को हो भनेर चाहिँ त्यो पहिल्यै छुट्याएर चाहिँ मान्छेलाई राइट इन्फर्मेसन दिनु पर्थ्यो हगि तर त्यो भएन सबैलाई एउटै बास्केटमा हालेर स्यामली इज एभ्रिथिङ ही हैज द मिडास टच उले जे सुन्छ त्यो सुन हुन्छ भन्ने कुरा यहाँ रातो दिन कानमा पारेर पनि यो मिसअन्डरस्ट्यान्डिङ भएको हो है मलाई चाहिँ त्यस्तो लाग्छ सो यु गाइज ह्याभ टु टेक त्यो जिम्मा लिनुपर्छ तपाईहरुले त्यो यो कम्युनिटीलाई मिसलिड गरेको हो त्यो जसले जेसुकै भनोस् त्यो चाहिँ हो तपाईहरुले स्याम्लीले कहिले गर्छ के गर्छ आई डोन्ट नो त्यो उसलाई धेरै समय पनि लाग्न सक्छ कम्युनिटीले हेल्प गर्यो भने यो छिटै रिजल्भ पनि हुन सक्छ वेल लेट्स वेट एन्ड सी अहिलेको लागि तपाईहरु जो कम्युनिटीको लिडर्स हुनुहुन्छ तपाईहरुले प्लिज एउटा अल्टरनेटिभ रेस्क्यू प्लान निकाल्नुस् अल्टरनेटिभ रेस्क्यू प्लान निकालेर जसको एकचोटी पनि आएको छैन पैसा त्यसलाई तपाईहरुले दिनुस् होइन भने यो कम्युनिटी विल नट बी ह्याप्पी हगि र कम्युनिटीमा यस्ता यस्ता मान्छेहरु पनि छन् जसले चाहिँ यहाँ त अब ओपन थ्रेटको कुरा आइसक्यो तपाईहरुलाई थाहा छैन सेल्फ हार्मको कुरा भयो हैन भने म तपाईहरुलाई अहिले नै फोरवार्न गर्न चाहन्छु कि तपाईहरुले यो जो करोडपतिहरु हुनुहुन्छ मिलियन्स कमाएकाहरु डु समथिङ अबाउट इट गाइस तपाईहरुले चाहिँ कहाँ इन्भेस्ट गर्ने हो के गर्ने हो कसरी यो एकचोटी म सबैलाई भन्दिन जसको एकचोटी पैसा निस्केको छैन त्यस्तो मान्छेहरुलाई तपाईहरुले चाहिँ you better start thinking about it okay before it boomerangs back to you तपाईहरुले प्लिज यो चाहिँ एकदम गर्नुस् यु आर मिलियनियर्स तपाईहरु गरिब हुनुहुन्न र 2-4 पैसा यो नपाएकोहरुलाई दिँदाखेरि रेस्ट तपाईहरुलाई धर्मै हुन्छ है यो मेरो बिलिफ पहिला देखिन्थ्यो आज स्यामसँग कुरा गरेर आई एम मोर स्ट्रङ मेरो यो बिलिफ चाहिँ किनभने यहाँ अब तपाईहरुले नै यो राम्रो चाहिँ यसलाई स्टडी नगरिकन रिसर्च नगरिकन तपाईहरुले मन परि मान्छेहरुलाई प्रचार प्रसार गरेको कुरा आज खुल्यो र आज यहाँ कति अहिले 993,000 जना मान्छेहरुको अगाडि म तपाईहरुलाई भन्दै छु कम आउट विथ अ रेस्क्यू प्लान अदरवाइज यु आर नट गोना स्लीप वेल थ्यांक यू गाइस
धन्यवाद छ दीपक दाइ एकदम हजुरले कुरा गरेको सबैजनालाई मन परेको छ एउटा कुरा किनभने अहिले हजुरले भनेको जस्तै पैसा पहिलाले पैसा कमाए ठीक छ द्याट्स ग्रेट राम्रो हामी त्यसमा कुनै कम्प्लेन गर्दिउँ न तर जसले भर्खर हाले पैसा अब सिचुएसन भएर पैसा पनि ब्याक आएको छैन भने दीपक दाइले 1 लाख कमाउनु भएको छ मैले 2000 हालेर सुरु गर्दा दीपक दाइले मलाई एटलिस्ट 2000 दिनु सक्नुपर्ने हुन्छ किनकि उहाँले 1 लाख कमाउनु भएको छ यही हो कम्युनिटीको हेल्प भन्ने यहाँ पर हामी बोल्ने अझ दीपक दाइलाई एकदम मजाले भन्नुपर्छ श्यामले पनि दीपक दाइको कुरालाई पुरा नोटेट गरेको छ मलाई मेसेज पनि उले एक्स्ट्रा पठाएको छ दीपक दाइसँग पर्सनली कुरा गरौँला अब हेर्नुहोस् हामी सबैको पैसा डुबेको छ लिडर्सहरु पहिला आउँदाखेरि मलाई पनि यस्ता उस्ता भनेर हालियो अब हालेर अहिले यताउता भयो अब उहाँले भने जस्तो रेस्क्यू प्लान बनाउन हाम्रो कम्युनिटी स्पेशली रोशन पोखरेलजी हुनुहुन्छ एकदम टपमा हाम्रो कृष्ण सर हुनुहुन्छ अरु पनि हुनुहुन्छ मैले उहाँहरुको नाम तोकेको उहाँलाई डाइरेक्ट गरेको होइन उहाँको अन्डरमा हामी पनि छौं उहाँलाई मात्र ब्लेम लाउने काम छोडौं सबै मिलेर एउटा केही गरौँ भन्ने हो र अघि नै मैले देख्दै थिएँ अब